Well, hello everyone. This is Troy Harper here at Harper Cigar Lounge. Welcome back, and I'm here to do a review on the newest documentary movie by Megadeth called Behind the Mask that just came out the other night on January 22nd. I took my son to that over in Cheyenne, Wyoming, over at Capital City Stadium 16, and here's my ticket right here. Behind the Mask. I'm sorry, not December, January 22nd. January 22nd of this year is when that came out. And I took my son to it, and we both had mixed feelings about it, of course. Um, it was good. I'll just say that it was good. If you're a diehard Megadeth fan, you got to go see this. If you're not so much of a Megadeth fan or a diehard Megadeth fan or someone that doesn't know a lot about this band, you're going to be lost. So if you're not a diehard Megadeth fan and you don't know much about them, I don't advise you to go see this. Unless you just want to go just because it's something to do. But you're not going to understand this documentary unless you are a Megadeth fan, a diehard Megadeth fan. So anyway, I do think you guys should go see this. If you are a Megadeth fan, if you're a diehard Megadeth fan, go see this. It's not going to be the kind of documentary where you're going to walk out at the end gasping for air, overwhelmed. It's not going to be that kind of a documentary that's just going to knock you off or knock the socks off of you. Um, it's a listening party as well. Um, so you're getting to listen to the new Megadeth album, which is just self-titled Megadeth. You're going to get to hear each song throughout this documentary. And it's awesome because you're getting to hear all the songs on the big speakers, and if these theaters you go to have the big surround sound systems and really updated systems with great technology and the great screen. You're gonna love this. Um, the theater we went to had the curved screen, very updated sound equipment, and it was a great experience for that to be able to hear that album on those big speakers and to see the lyrics on the screen. So there's a lot of lyric videos throughout this documentary. And then Dave Mustaine does show a couple videos um in this uh in this documentary. But Megadeth Behind the Mask is a 2026 theatrical documentary film. It is directed by Casey Tebo. It was released on January 22nd, 2026. This documentary focuses on a 40-year retrospective of the band led by Dave Mustaine. The film features candid interviews, career reflections, and a track-by-track breakdown of the band's final studio album, offering an intimate look at the band's history and creative process. Um, it is a good film. I'm gonna rate it probably a 7 out of 10. It's not the kind of documentary where it starts from like the beginning of the band's existence to the end, to the recent stuff that's going on. It's not that kind of a documentary. Dave Mustaine goes through, history of the band, discusses some things that, you may not have even known about, such as the fact that they were the first band to ever have a website. Gene Simmons from Kiss wanted that kind of a website that Megadeth had in the very beginning for Kiss. So that's how Kiss got their idea to start a website, was through what Megadeth had done in the early days. So they were the first to have a website, which I had no idea that was something that they had started. Um, and in the chat room, a younger boy was talking to them in the chat room because they had a chat room, And while this was going on, the father walks in drunk and beats his son. And the guys in Megadeth at the time could hear all this going on, and they were able to get the police to. They were able to track down where he lived somehow through the website, and they got the police over there. They even, put a shout out or a memo out to anyone that was on that particular chat room. He said, if anyone knows where this younger boy lives, please contact the police. He's getting beat right now by his dad, but that's drunk. But anyway, they were able to somehow get the police over to the boy's house. The dad was arrested, was put in jail, I guess. And but through that, he became sober, and I guess to this day, him and the son have a great relationship. If it hadn't been for that time of that boy being on that chat room with the guys in Megadeth, the father may not have ever gotten help. The boy, for all you know, could have maybe died because of being beat too hard by his dad. You never know. So anyway, that was really cool. And then something else that David revealed is that this album cover right here, from the Countdown to Extinction album, was originally the artist originally pitched this artwork to the band Y&T, which I think uh, Megadeth getting a hold of this artwork was way better fit for them. But Y&T had turned it down. They didn't think that artwork was gonna fit the band and what they were doing at the time. And I can't quote you what year that was, but I'm guessing, it was earlier than when this album was released. This album was released in 1992. I'm guessing it was really, I'm guessing Y&T was approached, a lot earlier than 1992, probably. But Megadeth got a hold of this and decided to use it from the artist at the time. So anyway, so those things that I didn't know about that were talked about during this documentary. Um, but throughout this documentary, Dave Mustaine will take you back in history on some of the tours that were going on. Gives you some ideas of what were going on during certain recording sessions with certain albums. Gives you some stories behind some of the past albums that were created by Dave Mustaine and Megadeth. Discusses band issues. Discusses just stories from the road. Does go back in time at certain areas of the documentary and discusses certain time periods of the band. Discusses recording sessions that were going on for within the band for certain albums. And throughout this documentary, there's a lot of great old photos that were taken to show for this doc. Well, just these were photos and stuff that were I'm guessing put in Megadeth's vault. But a lot of old pictures were revealed through this documentary of Dave Mustaine and the guys in Metallica. Just a lot of other great live photos and photos from the studios. A lot of live footage from some of the recent shows over the years. And just a lot of just a lot of great pictures of the band. Live photos of the old Megadeth band with Dave Mustaine in it, and just a lot of great Megadeth photos. Throughout the years. David Ellison was not mentioned in this film. So obviously there's some stuff going on between Dave Mustaine and David Ellison still. Dave Mustaine did mention other band members from the past, did mention current band members, but did not mention David Ellison at all. So there's obviously things going on still. I was looking up the artist for Countdown for Extinction. Let's see here. let's see here if I can find the artist. Let's see. Artwork is by Hugh Syme. Um, looks like. Or let's see, photography of cover elements. So Cameron Wong actually, I believe, is Cameron Wong is actually the artist for the cover of Countdown to Extinction. Um, yeah, that's who it looks like it is. It's um, Cameron Wong is the artist for the Countdown to Extinction cover right here. That again was approached to Y&T. Y&T turned it down. That was discussed by Dave Mustaine in this new documentary, Behind the Mask. And then he also discussed that Marty Friedman was also the first band member to actually quit instead of getting fired. So that was interesting also. Um, and Marty Friedman was a part of Megadeth from 1990 to 2000 and then 2023. Did some work with Megadeth as well. So anyway, very interesting documentary, definitely. I do rate it a 7 out of 10 just because it was kind of slow in moments. I'm not a fan of lyric videos, and of course, that's how they played the album throughout the documentary was through lyric videos, except for the newest releases. Um, Tipping Point and I Don't Care, I think was the second song. Um, let's see here. I wanted to get the song listing. There's actually, I'll show you. I'm going to go to the website before we leave this. Um, but there is an extra song right now. You can actually download an album right now from Megadeth that has an extra track on it. But the two videos they did show during this documentary was Tipping Point and I Don't Care, which was more of a punk kind of a type of song on the newest album, which is just self-titled Megadeth. And then of course I don't want to give too much away, but they did show a lyric video for Ride the Lightning, which Dave Mustaine had originally helped write with Metallica. So at the end of this video, towards the end of it, he does his own version of this song, and there's a lyric video that goes with that. And then in the end, Dave Mustaine does a great, just a very nice message to the fans. And so I was really, I kind of teared up during that time of this documentary. Dave Mustaine said, we're family, we're always family until the end. But he just had a really great message to the fans. And I don't want to reveal a lot, but it was just really great to see that he ended this documentary with a personal message to all of us diehard fans that have been with Megadeth from pretty much the beginning. And well, there's a lot of new fans, I'm sure too. But I'm not sure how much of the new fans have dove back into the history of Megadeth. But just a great message to the fans. All of us have been following Megadeth for so long. So it was a really great ending to the documentary. It did definitely leave me teary-eyed in the end. And yeah, so I was pleased with that Dave Mustaine acknowledges fans and that pretty much Megadeth wouldn't be anything without the fans. And that part I really loved about this documentary. But I did love the I loved a lot of the stories about the history of Megadeth that he went back and discussed during certain albums that they were recording, and they didn't touch base or they didn't touch on every single album they've written, but they did discuss a lot of different albums that was important to Dave, obviously, and just a lot of photos of just memorabilia and different things like that that was collected obviously by Dave Mustaine and Megadeth over the years that they showed, for each tour that was going on that he was discussing. Um, yeah, so really great documentary. And one last thing, I was really impressed that Dave Mustaine was not holding back on discussing his beliefs in Christ, believe his beliefs in God, and where he was at with with that. Um, and so that was really cool. That was really cool. Yeah. So anyway, don't expect, like I said, to walk out breath, just overwhelmed and your breath taken away by this. It's not that kind of a documentary. There is a really good documentary that you guys need to check out if you haven't seen it. Um, if you look up on YouTube, Megadeth Behind the Music, there was a really good documentary of Megadeth that used to be on VH1 Classics. They had a different series of different bands they showed with a show called Behind the Music. And the one with Megadeth is just awesome. Really gets into a lot of detail about the history of the band and what they went through to make it and all kinds of stuff. So make sure you check that out. I do want to show you guys um, a little something here. Um, I was going to show you guys the trailer to this documentary film, but again, my final rating is probably a 7 out of 10, just because there were some slow moments when Dave was talking. Maybe you know talking a little bit too long and not getting into more of you know footage or maybe some live stuff. I wish they would have showed maybe some more like older live footage of the band, when they were back in their early days, and stuff leading up to their current time of him being in the band. But the lyric videos, yeah, those parts were a little boring. I had to kind of close my eyes and just listen to the music during those times. But there was some really neat artwork and stuff like that during while they're showing the lyrics to each song while they're playing each song. A lot of really cool graphics. There really was a lot of cool graphics during those lyric videos. But there's a lot of times I just wanted to sit back and close my eyes and just listen to the music instead of trying to watch it through the lyric videos. So yeah, so some of those parts, just watching the lyric videos, it got a little boring for me. Um, so I had to kind of just sit back and just close my eyes and listen to the music that way. But there were a lot of interesting stuff in this documentary. So if you are a diehard Megadeth fan, it is worth seeing, definitely. It runs almost 2 hours, this documentary film. So be prepared to, sit there for 2 hours. But like I said, it is worth seeing, definitely worth seeing. I think if I saw it again, um, I think if I see it again, I might have some different views on it this next time. Um, Not sure what that was on my shirt, some dust or something. Oh, okay. Not sure what that was. Um, Anyway, I think it was actually a piece of my Kleenex when I was blowing my nose before before I started the filming here. Anyway, so add that to the bloopers, please. So anyway, let's look at the trailer, and I do hope to see this film again. I do. One thing I want to add, I had my son with me, which he went with me just for something to do. He's not a Megadeth fan, and I could tell, throughout this he really wasn't getting into it very much. And I think part of me, um, while we were watching this, I think I was kind of worried about my son not, enjoying himself very much, which I think kind of distracted me a little bit throughout this documentary. So if I watched it again by myself with no distractions, maybe the second time around it will be a better experience for me. I do hope this comes out on Blu-ray, which I bet it will. I do want to grab it up and watch it definitely, here at home, on my widescreen and my with my stereo system. So I hope to do that. I hope they bring that out on Blu-ray. So Anyway, guys, let's go to my screen share and let's put this trailer on. We don't need this. Oh my gosh, what is all this? Okay. Boy, I don't know how some of that stuff comes up sometimes, but here we go.
Hello, I'm Dave Mustaine from Megadeth.
Let's start that
Hello, I'm Dave Mustaine from Megadeth. I've been really blessed by the people who I've been able to ask to join me on my journey. People become a Megadeth fan, it's for life. And it's a record that constantly reveals itself.
I don't care if I'm out of line. I don't care because this life is mine. I don't care.
And we plan on touring the out of this record.
Oh, no, Betty. I don't care if you're getting high. I don't care when the truth is a lie.
We're a family, and we'll always be a family.
I don't care if you live or die. I don't care what the headline said. I don't care if I'll
I think a lot of people are going to be really happy when this project comes out, just to see how we've closed the entire circle.
He was a hero and a thief, a maggot in dead meat, a traitor and a creep, a jack-off.
Okay, am I back? Okay, boy, technical difficulties, technical difficulties. Anyway, guys, yeah, I wanted to also show you guys the website right now as well. So here's the website under megadeth.com. New album available now. You can order it here. But let's go through, enter the megadeth.com. And right here, let's see here. There's tour dates. See where they're going to be playing here. Victoria, British Columbia, Abbotsford, British Columbia, Kelowna, British Columbia, Calgary, Alberta, Edmonton, Alberta. Oh, see all these other Canadian areas here. Lima, Peru, playing in Colombia, Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Mexico, Spain, Germany, Netherlands, Germany, Italy, Switzerland, Australia, France, a lot of foreign countries right now. Sturgis, South Dakota. Oh, wow. August 8th. I gotta see when August 8th is. It's on a Saturday night. Well, I'm gonna have to see if I can get to that. Wow, I've never been to a show in Sturgis, South Dakota. So that would be interesting, definitely to see them there. Wow. And then they're in the States, looks like. So anyway, through September 19th right now, in Shakopee, Minnesota. So anyway, let's see here. Store, shop. Right now you can get this digital download album right now for $8.98. It has an extra song on it, called Nobody's Hero. It's got an extra bonus track called Nobody's Hero. I have not listened to that yet. I did notice it was on YouTube, so I do need to check it out. And it's got an exclusive X-ray cover artwork delivered via email upon purchase. And then there's all these other albums out right now with special, vinyls that you can get. Some are only if you're in the fan club. So there's a lot of neat vinyls right now you can pick up. But join the fan club if you're wanting to pick up some of those exclusive vinyls just for the fan club. And let's see here. Yeah, there's Cyber Army. That's the that is for the oh, what do I want to call it? The fan club, I guess is what I want to say. Let's see your collectibles. There is a certain vinyl you can buy on their website for $250. It's got actual ash from the guitar that was burned up, that was actually used during the recording of this newest album, for $250. So if you want to buy that, which that'd be a pretty cool collectible, definitely. I know there's other stuff here you can get. I've seen clothing, and there's even, oh, here we go. So there's even a cassette, and then here's some of the clothing, poster from the documentary movie. Even some gosh, even an urn, a dog vest, some other cool shirts, an ugly sweater, whiskey glass. So anyway, there's different things on here if you're into collecting some of the Megadeth stuff here. If you're into wanting to do that anyway. So, but yeah, so anyway, there's the website. So check it out. Okay, so anyway, um, make sure you check that website out if you're interested in getting some different merchandise for Megadeth right now. I am waiting for my CD to come in the mail. I'm looking at getting a vinyl from this new album, but I did order the CD. I did pre-order that, so I'm waiting for that to come in. So I do want to do an unboxing for that, and I do want to get maybe the vinyl, do an unboxing on that. I would like to do a special smoke and metal podcast where I'll pair a great cigar with that new album. I usually dive back farther into some of the older albums out there with all kinds of bands, but I think it'd be kind of cool to do a smoke and metal podcast while I'm listening to this album, letting you guys know what's going on with it and what I think about it. Because I have not heard, I have heard it because I heard it through the documentary the other night. But I would like to hear it, again on my stereo system, here without any interruptions. But I would like to do a Smoke and Metal podcast with that, so that's in the plans. So when that comes, I'll do an unboxing and then we'll get into listening to the album and I'll discuss how I feel about it and let you guys know, how the songs are playing, what's going on with the songs, discuss some of the lyrics and do that. So, but anyway, guys, again, I think it's a great show, great documentary. Go check it out, definitely. I think you'll enjoy it. But it isn't for the everyday, you know, metal fan or Megadeth fan. If you're a diehard Megadeth fan, this is a show you're going to want to see. If you're just an occasional Megadeth fan, someone that doesn't know a lot about Megadeth, and it's not really the show for them, for those kinds of people, unless you're just wanting to go just because for something to do. I think it's fine. I just don't think you'll get a lot out of this. I think this is more for the fans that have really stayed close to Megadeth over the years, and they have been a huge fan of Megadeth, a huge fan of Megadeth, and have stayed up on everything Megadeth does, and have stayed up on everything that they've ever done in their past. So I think those are the kind of fans that will get something out of this. I really do. So, but anyway, great documentary. I think it's a great show to go see. So make sure you do that. But anyway, there is some stuff up on YouTube that people have posted up. There's even one video I saw where someone had videotaped the ending of this documentary. So just if you put in on YouTube, Megadeth Behind the Mask, I think you'll see all kinds of reviews come up, some different stuff that people had snuck some video footage in the theater. So check that out. You'll get a taste of kind of what I'm talking about tonight. So anyway, guys, check it out. But anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out with me and letting me discuss this review with you. If you're a diehard Megadeth fan, make sure you go see this. It's not going to be in theaters for very long, as far as I know. So anyway, guys, keep rocking out there, and I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you in the next podcast coming up. Want to give out a huge shout out to my buddy Daniel Remains over in Canada, my buddy Jacob Lee over in South Dakota, and Ed over in Japan with Caps on Cameras. Daniel Remains has a YouTube channel called Daniel Remains, and then of course Ed with Caps on Cameras, and then Jacob Lee over in South Dakota, Jake not from State Farm, Jake's Music State is the show, and then his channel is called Jake not from State Farm. So anyway, shout out to all of you guys out there. Thank you guys for your friendship with me, for all your support to me. And you guys are the greatest. And all of you out there, everyone else out there that follows me and that's been here a part of this for so long now, I appreciate all of you guys as well. And you guys, without you, I couldn't do any of this. And I appreciate you guys so much. I really do. And if you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe today. Hit that like, leave your questions, comments, and feedback. Share this content with everybody you know, and hit that bell below to get all the latest content, all the latest updates with what's going on with this channel. So you're always up to speed with everything that's going on here. So anyway, guys, that's it for me with this review. Again, talking about Megadeth Behind the Mask documentary movie that just came out January 22nd of this year. Make sure you guys go check it out. And I'll see you guys later. And again, keep rocking, keep smoking, guys. And I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.